Hello, my hairball. Hello, my little Luxxes. Welcome to another episode of Luxxxy Charms, and I am your host, cosplayer Charsie Luxxx. And today we're going to be doing another horror movie review. And as always, all the weirdos and the freaks are welcome on this channel. And for this month, for the month of October, we are doing the theme of this is Halloween. And what better theme than for October and then just to simply celebrate Halloween. And to top it all off, I've chosen our horror movie review. It's going to be the 2019 movie Trick. And of course, it surrounds Halloween. And as always, it's a horror film that not a lot of people talk about. And I'm not sure why people don't talk about this film, because the director is well known, the actors and actresses in this film are pretty well known, and well, we're gonna get into it, deep dive, and kind of talk about it. So we'll open up and of course talk about the cast, give a little bit of a plot synopsis on it, and then of course we'll move it to talk about what my thoughts are about it and kind of go from there. Now the funny part is, you're probably going to see this video before you're going to see the other video, but I recorded the other one, the ghost story, before this one, but you're gonna see this one first, because this is the one that I wanted to open up my theme of This is Halloween with, by talking about a horror movie that I feel like more people should be talking about. And I'm wondering if it kind of stems from because of the fact that this was in 2019. And you know what? I was going to look up its original release date, so let me look that up real quick.
2 years later.
So its original release date was October 18th of 2019. So this was made to be a Halloween movie, and it's themed around Halloween, obviously. With its name, with everything that goes involved with it. So I almost question and wonder if because of what follows this film, but you get 2020, you get quarantine, you get COVID, you get everything going on. I'm wondering if that maybe stems why people don't really talk about this one. And I feel like this one should have been brought up a lot more, but I'm wondering if it kind of stems from the fact that because of quarantine and COVID and that it just kind of got forgotten, and it doesn't have high ratings. We'll see if I agree with that or not. Obviously, if I'm talking about it, you can already assume how I feel about this film. But we all know what assuming does. Makes an ass out of you and me. Ha. And please forgive me, because I am very warm in this for the fact that it's a little bit warmer today than I thought it was going to be, and even with the heat off and everything. This is a nice and toasty hoodie. Very cute bat hoodie. And yeah, I am very warm right now. But let's continue on with our review. So we should open up by talking about the cast of this film. You have director Patrick Luxxxy, which he's also known for the 2009 My Bloody Valentine, Dracula 2000, The Purge TV series, and The Prophecy 3, The Ascent. I did recognize his name from a lot of those films. And you're going to start seeing a lot of themes going on with the rest of the cast and the crew, that a lot of these people have worked together either before or afterwards, that these people liked working together. So you have writers Todd Farmer and Patrick Luxxxy, who's the director. He was also the writer. You have Omar Epps as Detective Mike Denver, and he's also known for House, Dracula 2000. He played Marcus. So you did hear me talk about Dracula 2000 for Patrick, and Scream 2, and The Mod Squad. And I had completely forgotten he was in Scream 2 until I started thinking about it. It's like, I really like this actor. In fact, I loved him as Marcus's character from Dracula 2000. A lot of people don't like Dracula 2000, but I personally enjoy that film. It's kind of one of my comfort films that I enjoy watching. And of course, we have the famous, well-known for horror especially, we have Jamie Kennedy as Dr. who's also known for Scream and Scream 2, and he's also in the newer Tremors. You have Tom Atkins as Talbot, and of course, we in horror absolutely love and adore Tom Atkins. And if you don't know who he is, you have been living under a rock, especially if you are into horror films. He is well known for The Fog from 1980. He's also in the 2009 My Bloody Valentine, so another name being mixed along with the other ones that they've worked together before. And Night of the Creeps, which is a fantastic movie, and if you haven't seen that one, you need to go watch it. Add it to your list, especially for this month for Halloween. You have Christina Reyes as Cheryl Winston, also known for Blind Spot and The Following. Now, I'll talk about a few more characters from the film, but not really talk about their other work. Otherwise, I could be talking forever about the cast and the crew, you know. Tom, it's either Thom or Tom Neiman as Patrick Trick Weaver. As I always say, I apologize if I butcher names, but I'm going to assume it's Tom, but it's Thom. And we have Ellen Adair as Sheriff Lisa Jane, Max Miller as Troy, Kaya Brickhouse as Nikki, Adrian Rose Bingston as Brooke, Vanessa Aspaliga as Agent Tina Mendez, and Robert G. McKay as Agent Swift. And as I said before, the cast and the crew and who they are in this film, that's what really shocks me, that I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one. And I'm always shocked by the low ratings in it. And it's got Tom Atkins, famous Todd Atkins. But I could concentrate on this cast and crew till I'm blue in the face. But let's move on to talk about the plot synopsis for the film. Oh, I should do a spoilers alert at some point. We'll do it right here. This is your spoilers alert. So if you have not seen the 2019 movie Trick, you don't want spoilers, I would click off now. Obviously, if I'm talking about the cast and the crew, that is not going to give anything away. So here's your forewarning. Click off. Trick is on, I want to say, two different, I think it's on Hulu, and I know it was on Tubi because that's what I watched it on. I want to say it's on Hulu. So if you would like to watch the film before watching my review, please go watch it on there or go buy it. I feel like you should be able to buy this one and add it to your horror movie roster. So my plot synopsis for this film is that in 2015 on Halloween night, a group of teenagers, I want to say they were a group of seniors, were out having a Halloween party at Cheryl Winston's house. And they were playing a game, and I want to say that it was just trick or treat, but it involved spinning a knife, and the knife had carved in it trick, and very similar to like spinning the bottle, or spin the bottle, where you spin the bottle and who it lands on you kiss. This one was very similar. So you have this group of teenagers all hanging out, and they're playing this game and spinning this knife. Well, it lands on Patrick, or Trick. They call him Trick. It lands on him, and you either, I want to assume it's kind of like truth or dare, where it's trick or treat. He was being told he needed to kiss someone. Well, instead of kissing this guy, he decides to take this knife and start stabbing everyone. And so you have this huge Halloween massacre going on until a couple of the party goers finally stop Trick, and he's able to be stopped and apprehended. So the movie goes on to the scene where you are at the hospital, and for some unforeseeable events, Trick is able to escape, and he goes, but he's stopped again by the police who are on scene, who were originally there to question him and find out what they needed to do in order to arrest this young man, because he was only 18 years old, and to find out why he had done this. Instead of them allowing him to escape, they shoot him and he falls out of a window. Well, he disappears into the river. They had believed that this young man had died because there was no possible way he could have survived from being shot 5 times, falling out of a window, that he should have bled to death. Froze to death in this river as well. So it was just assumed that he was dead. Well, the following year, there is another Halloween massacre at a party, and it is in the same similar way as how Trick had done it. And it proceeds and keeps continuing, and every year, around the same area where Trick originally had been, another town is attacked on Halloween, and there's a massacre at some sort of a Halloween event, and it's very copycat style. You have Omar Epps' character, Detective Denver, who is after this guy, and he's one of the few people who still believes it's Trick, that he didn't pass away, and that he's continuing his murderous rampage on every Halloween, and it's his way of punishing Denver. And other detectives and other police, especially in the area, believe that these are copycats, and keep trying to convince Denver that this was a copycat out to basically make their own mark on the world. But you continue on until you get to the present day for that time, which would have been Halloween 2019, to where you have all the reveals and everything that is finally going to be happening. But I don't want to give spoilers away on this one. This one is one that I feel like you should add to your movie roster, especially if you haven't seen it. So you move to Halloween 2019. Why am I forgetting her name? Cynthia? Cheryl. Cheryl! You have Cheryl, who comes back to town. She was going to college, but she had to come back because her father had an accident, so she was back and helping him out while he was in the hospital. Of course, it's in the time frame where it's just before Halloween 2019, so you get all the introduction of all the characters from who were there before, moving into the present time of the next attack, or I should say the next Trick attack. I am not going to give away the ending. I will not give away spoilers, those kind of spoilers. Obviously, certain spoilers were fine, but I am not going to give away the actual ending to this film. So, we will definitely move into the next section of this, of talking about my thoughts of this film. If you haven't been able to tell from the way that I've been talking about the movie, if I liked it or not, obviously I really like this movie. I am shocked that people don't talk about this movie. Like, literally shocked. I know it's a good movie. How I know this is a good movie is the fact that my husband Arkanon, who is not interested in horror movies whatsoever, the day that I was watching this film for the first time, he was just kind of passing through, and some of the scenes were on, and he stopped and he started watching the movie with me. And the next thing I know, he was sitting there watching the film with me. He doesn't do this. It is not often that a horror film can catch his attention and get him to actually sit down. And he says it perfectly when he says, I like this one because it has a plot, and it's a deep plot. And especially knowing who the director is, Luxxxy, which I'm sorry if I'm butchering his last name, but he does so many great, fantastic, in-depth horror films, and been watching his work for how long, that he is able to get this one with so many twists and turns, and it's such a deep plot line. It really makes me think and wonder, did this film not take off the way that it should have due to the fact because of what followed in 2020? It blows my mind that this one has such a low rating and that people don't like and appreciate this one, especially people who just love horror in general and just love cult classics. Because like I said, you've got Tom Atkins in this as Talbot, and he plays this gruff farmer that is just such a fun character. I don't know, it just really blows my mind that nobody talks about this film. So we will move into, do I recommend this movie to anybody? Da 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 da! Obviously, I recommend this film to anybody, and I feel like it should be added to your Halloween to watch list, what you're going to be watching for Halloween. And I am also curious, if you are someone who has watched this movie and you don't like it, please tell me in the comments below why you don't like it. Was there something in it that you just didn't enjoy, didn't like? I like the cult, campy, classic feel of this one, and the kills in this one were chef's kiss, like seriously. So yes, I recommend this film. You should go watch it if you haven't watched it. And you should watch it this month for the month of Halloween. Quite obviously, I could go on for hours on end talking about this one, but I wanted to do a good job of not going too in depth with the plot synopsis. I didn't want to give away too much. I didn't want to give away the ending. I do want to give the fun little things that I did notice in there was that I love that Patrick, the director, that it's kind of like a spin and spoof on his name, and that you have Trick. So you always have those cute little tie-ins as well, or Easter eggs, whatever you want to call them. I guess why it just always shocks me that people don't talk about this one or like this one. But obviously I go and I read some of the reviews on IMDb, and one of the ones that I was kind of reading where it's like their complaints about the film was the fact that it always seemed like this guy just seemed like a punk in a hoodie, and that he could always evade the police. I'm not giving away spoilers or too much, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, this guy must not have watched the movie all the way through. Like, he must have just gotten fed up with it and just stopped watching it. Because obviously with the reveals that you get by the ending, it explains exactly why this guy was good at the police and why he could get away without a scratch on him. So I'll give at least that little bit. So obviously if you've been listening to like the bad reviews, especially from the time period, I don't know, go into the film with an open mind. I thoroughly enjoy this one. I like it. I love watching it this time of year, obviously for Halloween. So let me know if you have seen it. If I can talk, let me know if you have seen this film, or if you're going to plan on watching it now that I've talked about it. And like I said, there's different spots you can stream it to see it. I am clearly getting warm in this thing now. But yes, let me know in the comments down below if you have seen this film and what you think about it, if you liked it, or let me know if you're going to plan on watching it, if you haven't seen it, or if you went and watched it before watching my review, because I do know that there are some people that will watch a movie before they will actually watch my review on it. Trying to do better, not giving away too many spoilers, just kind of doing a frontline plot synopsis of it and then giving you my thoughts on if I like it or not. But As always, I want to thank you for joining me here on another Luxxy Charms. Thank you for joining me for the theme of This is Halloween, as I'm dressed like a cute little bat. I guess we can say I am dressed like a cute little fruit bat. But if you would like to continue following me here, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you would like to continue following me on my other social medias, you can find me on my Twitter for Charsie Luxxx with 3 X's. You can also find me on my Instagram for Charsie87 or on my other YouTube channel with my friend DC for Little Channel of Horrors. And as always, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, the rest of your afternoon, the rest of your evening, the rest of your night, whatever time of the day it is. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye! And as always, welcome to another Luxxy Charms. And if you are new here, weirdos and freaks, you are welcome to join this channel. Ugh, why does this thing keep messing up? Now the funny part is that you're probably going to be... Alright, have you caught up? And you have Omar Epps as Detective Mike Denver. Wow, can't talk. Now, as I said before, getting synced again. I'm shocked people don't talk. And as always, I hope you enjoy the day. Oh, out of sync.